Do you remember that yesterday the Nio CEO came and confirmed that Q4 of this year they are targeting profitability and they don't want to delay when it comes to the deliveries of their car after launching? Over and above that, it indicated that from Q2 they are going to start launching the latest 2025 Nio models. Well, today we got more good news, which apparently this is the map, or this is already the map that is indicating exactly which models they will be launching at which month, right? I mean, they did not cover all the Nio models, but from this, which thanks to trader Chris, he gave us this information. He said this is what was said on the meeting, going further in terms of the cars they plan to unveil with specific months. I mean, you will notice I was going that for the ET5 Touring, ET5 mid sedan, ES6 and EC6, those models they are going to be launched in May, June of this year. And I can tell you something, those that will be launched in May, deliveries might start in June. Those that will be launched in June, deliveries are going to start in July, which means that this is something that is going to open massive doors, because guess what? These are the cars that generates Nio tons and tons of deliveries. In fact, when you look under the Nio main brand, the last time I checked, these cars were contributing to over 80% of Nio's total deliveries that they deliver on a month to month, which is something that shows you, or that speaks volumes as to the kind of contribution that these cars are contributing towards Nio's deliveries. And therefore, knowing that Nio is starting the launch with these models, it speaks volumes. It speaks about the fact that Nio wants to make sure that they get as many sales as possible, which is why starting with unveiling of these models, it's quite strategic for Nio, because they want to find themselves doubling sales. The sales that they say they will double this year, they want to see that come to pass, which is very, very important. And I think it's a good initiative, a good strategy for Nio to obviously start launching the best selling models, which is the ET5 Touring, ET5 mid sedan, ES6 and EC6, and we look forward to that. Now, one thing that so many of the new investors were excited about that we did not talk a lot about is that these cars will be using the SkyOS, Nio's operating system. So when you are driving Nio cars, operating system on the 2025 facelift models is going to be the SkyOS, which this will help Nio in terms of gross margin improvement. This will help Nio get to profitability, because they were paying someone for the operating system. The previous model were not using their own operating system, and now knowing that they are using their very own operating system, it simply means that this money now will be coming to Nio. They will be saving the money that they will use to pay the guys whose system they were using. Now, over and above this, we know that they are going to be, all Nio 2025 models are going to be using Nio's autonomous driving chip, which this is very important, and it's another key thing that will take Nio to profitability, because like someone said, with this autonomous driving chip, Nio could obviously save roughly around $1,600, which they used to spend on the existing models, or which they are spending right now on the existing models, which, knowing that we are also retaining maybe $1,500 from just using the internal Nio chip or autonomous driving chip, this is a very, very good thing. From March, Nio on their on their F2 factory at Neo Park, their ties or their agreement or their contract with Jack is coming to an end, and that also is going to help when it comes to gross margin improvement, because what the CEO said yesterday is that they want to improve on operations, they want to improve on money spending, they want to make sure that if something does not really make sense, does not have a good return on investments, then they don't prioritize that technology, they don't prioritize that feature that probably some departments would want to introduce or to launch to the Nio cars, which this speaks volumes. This speaks the fact that the Nio CEO wants to see profitability. He knows that you and me, we want to see Nio getting to profitability, and that is what Nio is expecting to give us in Q4. So Q4, it is the month where we are going to see profitability coming. Now, as for the Onvo L60, the elder brothers of the Onvo L60, this is the L70, L80. Apparently, their launches are going to come in Q3, Q4, which is very, very interesting also, because we might finish the year very, very strong due to this launch that Onvo is going to, or is preparing to launch in Q3 and Q4. You will remember that Onvo L60 right now, it is the car that is the top best-selling car under Nio, which therefore means that it is performing very well. It is doing pretty good. So this is what we read, this is what we saw, and like Trader Chris, I acknowledge him. I mean, he is a guy that is always also on social media giving some pretty good solid content about Nio, and we acknowledge him for that. He's a Nio bull, and kudos to him, right? So yeah, this is what we saw, this is what we read, and I think we need to definitely brace ourselves for what's coming. Nio will do very well. Ignore the day-to-day movements, ignore some of the insurance registrations, and let's focus on the actual monthly deliveries that Nio produce on a month-to-month. Because yes, insurance registration give us the good guidance, give us the guidance as to what is it that we need to expect, but they are not the final say, because the final figures are the figures that Nio announces beginning of the month or on the 1st or 2nd as to how many vehicles they manage to sell, which that, or those are the figures which are very, very important. Q4 earnings should be coming very soon. If we don't get them end of February, we should most definitely get them beginning of March. And so many of the new investors, we are waiting for that. That might be the catalyst, that might be the earnings that at least make the stock price, share price of Nio to at least recover based off what they report. And remember, on that they will also be giving us the guidance of how many cars are they expecting to sell for Q1 of 2025, and this will give us a signal if whether Nio is going to sell 20,000 like they said on Onvo, because March is a very critical month for Nio, because they would have started with selling the ET9, and over and above that they are expecting to sell 20,000 of the Onvo L60. Add that to Nio, March could easily go over 10,000 when it comes to sales. But let's wait, let's see how the whole thing unfolds. But me, I remain long, I remain strong onto the Nio stock, because I know one thing, and that is blue sky is coming. Those that are persevering will most definitely be rewarded with time. I know share price wise, when we look into the share price, yesterday Nio finished down 6% and is trading at $4 on the almost on the dot, which it's no brainer, man. This is just an opportunity for you and me to load the boat. But again, whatever you do with your holdings, it's up to you. If you want to buy, buy. If you want to sell, sell. If you want to increase, increase your holdings. But I'm not certified to tell you what to do. But me, whenever I get the money, whatever I do, I am loading the boat onto Nio. I told you last week I would be starting to trim some of my stocks, which I did yesterday, and went in purchase Nio, because I know that Nio is a company which is set for greatness. Nio, it's a company that those that are persevering throughout the headwinds, the share price will most definitely be rewarded with time. I'll see you in my next video. Like this video, subscribe, and once you subscribe, don't forget to hit or click that notification bell so that at least you get notified by YouTube every time I drop a new content. I'll see you in my next video. That's all from me, and God bless you all.